Hey Capricorn, welcome to your Divine Love reading. This is predominantly for twin flames. I reference that a lot. It's a term that I resonate with. It's an experience that I'm having. But if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. It doesn't mean that this message might not be for you. So feel into it. You're here for a reason. Let's kind of get started. All the readings are different lately because I'm just being guided to do things in a different way to see what feels right for me. All right, you could be Capricorns. The person you're watching for could be Capricorn. Either way, I am grateful you're here. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we're going to start off with perhaps a past situation. Okay, sorry. We're going to start out with current energy between the two of you. Okay, so what is the current energy between the two of you? Very interesting. We have door to spirit. Okay. So door to spirit to me is interesting because this is almost like your spiritual awakening. It's this energy of, connecting with things beyond yourself, connecting with their higher self, connecting with your higher self. You both are connecting on a spiritual level right now. And it's providing both longing. It's feeding the longing, but it's also providing comfort, and it's providing balance in your energy for both of you. Okay, this is the energy between the two of you. You both are very succinct energetically and spiritually. Okay, there's a union happening with that, and I think that's a really beautiful place to be. It could be dreams that you're having. Maybe you're hearing their voice in your head. Maybe it's just this overwhelming calm and peace that's coming from within, regardless of what's happening out around you. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Let's take a look at maybe a past situation that has provided healing or learning for the two of you. So this is something that's probably happened in the recent past. Okay, very interesting. All right, so these came up first. Yeah, so we have the Three of Wands. Okay. The Five of Swords. The Eight of Wands. The Four of Cups. The Wheel, the Queen of Swords, and the Two of Cups. So what I got from all of that, there was something that was said here that cut, okay? And I'm getting that from the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about communication to me. And this here, because it's a depiction of this little girl cutting herself with a sword, okay? What I find really interesting about the twin flame connection is that when you act outwardly toward your twin in a hurtful way, you actually end up hurting yourself. You actually feel the pain, and then you recognize, oh my God, what did I do or what did I say? So I feel like there was something that kind of happened that put you both in this state of sadness. The energy behind the men, and there's a sadness here. So whatever the exchange was, whatever that was, I don't know if it had to do with expectations of the future or conversations around the future with the Three of Wands being here, but I feel like it had to happen so that you could be aware of why you were saying what you were saying, okay? There had to be this experience so you can understand the connection on a whole other level. Like the hurt that you're feeling, the sadness you're feeling over saying whatever it is that you said. And again, this could be, the energy could be interchangeable. It could be something that was said to you and they're experiencing this, but it's important for you to understand that there's mirroring here. the sadness that you're feeling over saying what you were saying is the sadness they felt when you said what you said. So it opens you up to this whole other concept of how you affect each other. And ultimately, when you're outwardly attacking the other person, especially if you are twins, or a twin flame or a twin soul or whatever it is you want to call it, you're actually attacking yourself on a soul level. So it's very interesting, and it's hard. I know it's hard to fit the physical parameters around this, okay? But I feel like with the wheel here, the Queen of Swords and the Two of Cups, this needed to happen so that you can shift into this whole other level of awareness of how words can cut. And it's not even so much about the words, but the intention behind the words and understanding why you felt you needed to say what you said. Because here's the thing, as human beings, we don't take up a cause until we are affected by it in some way. So an example, had you not felt what your twin was feeling, you would have continued on feeling like you were righteous in what you did because you felt you deserved validation for something. You felt you had to give them a taste of their own medicine, or whatever ego-based thought you had behind that had to come to the surface in order to be healed, in order to heal whatever wound it was that you were protecting or trying to protect yourself from. That's why we emotionally react, right? We're always trying to protect ourselves. Okay, so I think it's very interesting. The good news is that the Queen of Swords can be a harsh energy unless you truly understand her. And what I love about this showing up here, it's almost like, because she's known for cutting through the bullshit. Okay, it's almost like this helped you cut through all of the external bullshit and come back to self and be like, okay, this is where I can be responsible. This is where I can hold myself accountable and move forward and choose to be different and choose a different way. Okay, and I love that it ends with the Two of Cups. Okay, this was without question for your greatest and highest good and theirs, and the connection between the two of you, even the one coming in the future in the physical, because the both of you are going to be much more evolved when you come back together. Okay, so this is obviously for those of you that are in some form of separation. Okay, so now that we've done that, I want to look at how the connection is affecting you right now. So we're going to go with this. Okay, how is the connection affecting you right now? Because it's not always a bad thing, just so you know. Yeah, very, very interesting. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands again. So there might be some communication happening here, Capricorn. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. I love this card because it's about sisterhood. So oftentimes when we struggle, and thank God for the internet, because as hard as the internet can be sometimes with all of the vast amounts of information out there, what I love is that you find like-minded people. You find people that share your beliefs. You find people that are experiencing what you're experiencing. And there's a brotherhood here, a sisterhood here, a oneness that you may not feel in your everyday life. Okay. So I feel like the connection has affected you in a way that it has brought other people in your life that help you in your journey, that help you not feel crazy, that help you understand you, and that help you evolve as a human being. The Wheel of Fortune coming up here tells me that this connection has helped you appreciate divine timing. It's helped you understand that everything has a purpose and everything shows up when it's meant to, as it's meant to. Okay. And I know we still struggle with patience, but you have to admit that, 5 months ago, you may have been like, stressing, probably still stressing about timelines. And now you can kind of sit back and be like, okay, everything's happening in divine timing. Every time this has happened before, I've gotten something out of it. I just have to be patient with myself. I have to be patient with the situation and figure out what I get to learn about myself right now, because this is ultimately about me. Okay. Then we have the Five of Swords. Okay, the Five of Swords to me, and I love the expression on his face and how he's rubbing his head. Like, the thoughts are just too much. And sort of like, what am I worrying over that I can't change? What am I trying? Like, it's sort of like that rocking chair concept, right? You can rock and rock and rock and rock your chair, but it's not going to get you anywhere. So worrying about things that are outside of your control aren't helping you. So I feel like this connection, because we can't ignore the intensity, the deep love of this connection. So it keeps us bringing back to that. It brings us back to that. Normally before we woke up, before you woke up, before all of these things happen, you would just keep fighting. You would just keep trying to fight and muster your way through. And I feel like you're recognizing that there's an importance in shifting your beliefs and values. And I'm kind of going out a bit on a tangent because there's a lot coming in. I can just see there's little bits of data coming in. But I feel like you're learning that not everything is a battle that needs to be fought. There are things that you aren't meant to be fighting for. And a lot of the times, there's an energy of feeling like you needed to fight other people's battles for them. Okay. So that's shifted and changed. And then we have the Nine of Cups here, which I love, because the Nine of Cups, especially from this deck, is about recognizing that if you want your wishes to come true, it has to come from within. So wrapping these all up together, and what's happening presently for you right now is an understanding that the heavy energy you're feeling, one, the only battle you can fight when it comes to that is balancing your own energy and being responsible for how you're feeling right now. That's it, okay? Two, to find others who are sharing the same burdens in this journey and being able to rely on one another to get through this, okay? Because you're not meant to do it alone. And you may want to reach out to your soul guidance team as well, your angels, your higher self, God, whomever it is you speak with, okay? And to know that you are far more in control of this than your brain can comprehend, that your intentions and all of those things within here are what actually create the experience out here. Okay, so that's kind of how things are being, because I know the energy is super heavy right now, and we kind of go through this moment. I remember the energies being super heavy. I feel like it was August, September of last year. Okay, and I felt panicked, like, oh my God, what do I need to do? What do I need? Is something wrong with my twin? Is something wrong with the collective? For those of you who are just watching, I have like 900 divine masculines in my group. I don't know them all, but I was tasked in this lifetime to help them with their awakening on a soul level so that they could wake up in the physical. And I can't articulate what that actually looks like. That's only what I've been told. So I'm going through this thing like, oh my God, what do I do? Am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? And I'm kind of spiraling in all this. I'm fighting this battle that isn't even mine to fight. Okay. But now when I'm feeling it in the past few days, I'm like, okay, this is intense. I'm going to send a message out to the collective on Instagram and give them what I'm channeling and hope that it'll help, and let them know that it's okay that these energies exist. This is our proof that things are happening and changing in the physical, even though we don't see it all the time. And to know that the only responsibility we have in this moment is to balance ourselves out. Okay, I'm going to commit to finding peace within myself. I'm going to commit to keeping myself high vibrational. I'm going to commit to expressing my emotions so they don't get bottled up. I'm going to commit to being responsible for what I can do for myself in this moment, and know that energetically it is helping on a collective level. So I hope that that has helped sort of stemmy this, and know that you're not alone in going through these like roller coaster energies right now. Okay, so let's take a look at, let's get some cards representing this other person. And then like how they're viewing you. Sorry, my list of things that I want to talk about in this video are off to the side, so you probably see me looking over. What's on their mind? What are they feeling in their emotions right now? And then there is going to be an extended version. We talk about, because I'm going to connect directly to the higher selves, like not like I'm not now, but this is specifically messages from them. Hidden factors that can't be seen in the connection, blockages that are being removed, lessons that are being learned, how they want to move forward with you, next steps in the journey for you guys, guidance on how to move forward, and their hopes and intentions. Okay. All right, let's take a look at, let's get a card. Yeah, so we have the Queen of Pentacles energy here, and this is Aries, Taurus energy. So this other person could have strong Aries or Taurus in their chart. This is someone who's focused on taking better care of themselves. Not worrying about what's in someone else's garden, tending their own garden kind of an energy. What else do we have here? Okay. We also have the Five of Cups. And I'm going to say, so this is sort of like sadness and disappointment, but this is also sort of looking into the past and being sad and disappointed with how things have turned out or how things went down. There's an energy of that coming up a lot right now, especially with this Pluto Saturn conjunction, where things are, the last remnants of things you thought you dealt with are coming up. Normally when I feel the energy of this card, it's sort of like their head is stuck in the past, but I don't get the energy of that. I get the energy that this is someone who's like, okay, I recognize that that was not suiting. And I'm trying to figure out why I was so attached to whatever this was. It's almost like a last goodbye. Like I'm just going to acknowledge and honor this so that I can release it and move on without feeling guilty, without feeling like I haven't dealt with it. Okay. All right. What's on their mind right now? I saw a flipper. Nine of Wands. They're protecting their thoughts. They're not talking to anyone right now. They want to, but they're not really feeling like they'll be understood. Like this is somebody who's gone like 9 rounds. Okay, they're guarded. They have their guard up. Every time they've tried to speak, tried to talk to someone about what's going on with them, they've been shut down, or they've been made fun of, or they've been made to feel stupid. So they might be stuck in their heads a lot about this, but their heart, and especially with this door to spirit being here, it's almost like wave after wave after wave of pushing them into the appropriate direction for their greatest and highest good. Okay, it's interesting that we had the fear card. We have the Nine of Swords on the bottom of this deck because it is about fear. There's a lot of looping. There's a lot of you know how sometimes, I don't know if you see like in TV shows or movies where the kid has to step out on stage and do something, but all these fears are happening of all these horrible things that could go wrong when they step out on stage, like they get heckled or made fun of, or they have a booger in their nose or whatever it is. I feel like that's kind of the energy. Like they're envisioning having these conversations, but they're also envisioning being shut down while having these conversations. And that's kind of the mental loop that they get stuck in. What are they feeling in their emotions right now? Yeah, we have the moon. Okay. So this is someone that's kind of struggled a bit with their emotions. They've struggled with letting their emotions out, talking about their emotions, letting their emotions flow freely. But this is also someone that's almost not afraid of their emotions. Yeah, there's a bit of a fear around emotions. They're afraid to let the emotion out. Because it's so unknown to them. Like it's unknown for them to allow their emotions to guide them or their feelings to guide them. Very, very interesting. Okay. How are they viewing you right now? Haha. The King of Pentacles. That's very interesting. So this is Aries Taurus energy. And sorry, the Queen of Pentacles was not Aries Taurus. It was Sagittarius Capricorn. And this is Aries Taurus. So what I heard from that was that they see you as their counterpart. And don't look at the male-female part because that doesn't matter. They see you as their other, their equal, their person. But there's a lot of stuff that they're needing to deal with in their own lives right now that they have to handle before they can be your equal. And that probably goes to the same for you. And we get into that more in the extended version about what, if you want to pursue this further, we kind of talk about, like I said, blockages and lessons and things that need to move forward in this connection. But that's kind of where the two of you are at right now. You're growing exponentially and you need to be really proud of yourself for that. And know that whatever, and again, whatever happens with the feminine energy on a subconscious level manifests for the masculine and the physical. So when you're growing subconsciously, you're going through those layers, you're releasing your fear, you're facing them. It's manifesting for the masculine. It's like it energetically gives them the confidence to deal with whatever lessons they need to deal with to find themselves again. And it's not about, and this is why it's confusing, right? Because it always brings them back to you, just like they always bring you back to yourself. And, because you're two halves, right? You're two halves of the same soul. But this is about them finding themselves. They deserve to have the opportunity to find themselves, to have that confidence, to step into their own and feel comfortable in their own skin, much like the opportunity that you've had over this past little while since you've awakened in your connection. So we're going to kind of leave it at that. Like I said, the extended version, if you're interested, we talk about hidden factors in the connection, blockages being removed right now, lessons being learned, how they want to move forward with you, the next steps in the journey for the both of you, guidance on how to move forward with those next steps, and then hopes and intentions. So I hope this has helped. Be your peace, love yourself, share your light, and have an amazing day. If it's resonated, please like, share, comment, and or subscribe.